Okay, afternoon. Oh, you're ringing me bell. Afternoon, 5:30. Time to commence our ordinary council meeting in Narromine Shire Council for our June meeting. Just another reminder, please, you can make sure your phones are off or on silent. Meeting is being live streamed via council's website, and a person's image and/or voice may be broadcast. Attendance at the meeting is taken as consent by a person to have their image and/or voice being live streamed. If any person attending the meeting does not agree to being live streamed, they can choose to leave the meeting. All speakers should refrain from making defamatory comments or releasing any personal information about other individuals without their consent. Council accepts no liability for any damage that may result from defamatory comments made by persons attending the meeting. All liability will rest with the individual who made the comments. The recording must be published on Council's website for the balance of the Council term for 12 months, whichever is a longer period, and retained as a Council record. Individuals acting in a disorderly manner can be asked by the chairperson to leave the meeting under Council's code meeting practice. The meeting must not be recorded by others without prior written consent of Council in accordance with Council's code of meeting practice. Members of the public attending the meeting must remain silent during the meeting and not disrupt the meeting. Thank you. Okay. So we would like to do the prayer now. We have Luke Merriman from the Anglican Church. Everybody like to stand up, please. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. God of justice and truth, grant to our local government, Narromine Shire Council, and all who serve in public life, wisdom and skill, imagination and energy. Protect them from corruption and the temptation of self-serve. Help us to commit ourselves to the common good, that our Shire may be a secure home for all its residents, through Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. Amen. And the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and give us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, power, and glory, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, Luke. I'd now like to read out an acknowledgement of country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land and pay respect to the elders, past, present and future, for they hold the memories, traditions and culture of the land where we meet today. Extend that respect to the Aboriginal community and all Aboriginal peoples present. Thank you. Have a seat. I'll just stand up and read this next bit. It's going to read out the statement of ethical obligations. The Mayor and Councillors are reminded that they remain bound by the oath of affirmation of office made at the beginning of the Council term to undertake their civic duties in the best interest of the people of the Narromine Shire community and to faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretion vested in them under the Local Government Act or any other act to the best of their ability and judgment. Council officials are also reminded of the requirement to declare and appropriately manage any conflicts of interest that they may have in relation to matters considered at this meeting in accordance with the Code of Conduct and the Code of Meeting Practice. So we do have two disclosures tonight from our General Manager.
Just to leave one there on the safe side.
No problem, Councillor Smith. So the first one, I say, it's from Jane. It's a non-pecuniary interest form. I, Jane Redden, in accordance with clause 5.6 of Council's Code of Conduct, I wish to declare a non-pecuniary interest in the following council matter, which I'm dealing with, which is item number 1 of the General Manager's report, integrated planning and reporting documents. My brother-in-law is president of the Turf Club, Narromine Turf Club. The Narromine Turf Club has made a written submission on the proposed bulk water charges. And the second one from our GM.
You've got to keep reading.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not with it tonight. The proposed bulk water charge is applicable to council's water usage for parks and gardens, as well as the usage of water to be charged to the Narromine Turf Club for use of council's facility. That right. Second one from our GM Jane, not GI Jane. I, Jane Redden, in accordance with clause 4.10 of council's code of conduct, wish to declare a pecuniary interest in the following council matters. Item number 4 of the Community and Economic Development Report, being draft section 711 contributions, plan 2026 heavy vehicles, and item number 4 of the notices of motion report regarding quarries. In accordance with the previously declared pecuniary interest declaration being an approved quarry. And it's got one more here from Councillor Smith. I, Judy Smith, in accordance with clause 4.28 of council's code of conduct, wish to declare an interest in the following item to be considered by council at its meeting today. Put that in later. Item number 9.1, IPNR docs. Councillor Smith is declaring non-pecuniary, non-certificate. The nature of interest is on NSRAC council rep, neighbour of John Redden, the Narromine Turf Club. No interest involved. Thank you, Councillor Smith. So that's all of those. So do we move that we accept those?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd like to move that we accept those to close interest. Councillor Baum, Councillor Davies, all those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously.
Mr Mayor, can I just ask the question of the staff through you? Our next item is number 6 for the mayoral minute, but then we go down to 7, which is the apologies and applications of leave of absence and stuff. And then 8's the confirmation of the minutes from May. I thought the mayoral minute was after the confirmation of the minutes. So 6, 7 and 8 to me don't seem to be in order.
Through you, Mayor, they're correct as in the agenda.
Okay.
That's correct.
Through the.
That is in accordance with our code of meeting practice.
Okay.
The first item of business must be that disallowance.
Yes.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean the
In the
fact
last meeting,
that the last meeting, the mayoral minute was after the apologies and confirmation. That's all. I thought.
Oh, sorry.
I thought that too, Councillor Lambert.
Yeah,
Well, we can move item 7 to item 6 if you
that's
like.
just the way I
Consider that first.
Yeah.
We can do that. No problem. Okay.
We have to suspend standing orders. Is something on that one to make things out?
No, because through you, Mayor, I think what we're saying is that how it's listed in the agenda is different to what's in the code of meeting practice.
Yeah.
So therefore it's fine. It's just a typographical.
Okay, we'll move on to apologies and applications for leave of absence or
Move the
attendance
Councillor
by
Howard.
audio visual link by councillor. So we've got a request for leave of absence from Councillor Hoey and Councillor Howe.
Move those, Mr Mayor.
Yes.
Seconder, Councillor.
And the leave of absence be accepted.
Yep, move that the leave of absence be accepted.
Yep.
All those in favour? It's carried. Going back to me.
Yep.
Rightio, back to me. The first item I have on here is a motion that I would like to go through, obviously. I'll read it out as a motion, so in my mayoral minute. The council rescind its resolution that the council of meeting practice as presented to the council being adopted, noting the previous code of meeting commenced on 1 January 2026. The resolution was 2005-591. So we don't really have a choice on this anyway. The minister has made these changes. So
Do we need to
for that
move
one.
that do we need to move that for you, or can you move it from the chair?
I'll move it. Somebody
So
want
I'll
to second
second
it?
it,
Councillor.
yeah.
All those in favour? We've got no choice on this one. Against, carried.
I'm getting a clarification on that. The second last point it says motions requiring expenditure of funds may identify the source of funding for the expenditure that is the subject of the motion. Is that correct to the previous? Yep, perfect. Thank you.
It's not may either, it's must.
Must.
There's no maze about it. Alrighty, so on to the mayoral diary. If there's any questions on the mayoral diary?
I'll move that as information noted, Mr Mayor.
You have a seconder for that? Seconder? Questions? Go for it. Councillor Smith, thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. On the 12th of May, you had an online meeting with Senator the Honourable Bridget McKenzie and other councillors from across New South Wales in relation to Inland Rail. Could you elaborate on those discussions for us, please?
Most certainly. I was sitting in the car at Mary Wall when I teamed in. Senator Bridget McKenzie called the meeting. There was, I think I've got, yeah, there's a heap of other mayors, obviously up and down the Inland Rail line. She wanted to talk to everybody and try and get opposition, obviously, to the government's decision to cease the Inland Rail or shelve or pause, whatever you want to use it. So the meeting was about getting support from all the mayors up and down the line to support whatever the Honourable Bridget McKenzie wanted to try and do to get it happening again. That was it.
So lots of support.
Oh yes, all the mayors obviously wanted to go ahead, like Narrabri, Moree, other places on the hopeful one day Inland Rail have got a lot more stake than we have. They've got the intermodals and stuff like that there. So yeah, everybody obviously is upset and disappointed that it's been paused, and that was just an opportunity to speak to the Minister and all on the one page, and everybody's not amused. No worries. Any other questions?
Just to point, Mr Mayor, how interesting it is that ABC Sydney actually called you to talk about it as well.
Yeah, I was in the mayor's room on the news live. It was a little bit daunting. I wasn't really ready for it because I was supposed to be working that day. Ended up having to have a day off. But yeah, no, they certainly jumped on it.
That's good.
So, I think that's a typo. It should be ABC Radio after
Okay.
TV. Any other questions? I will put that the recommendation be noted. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you. The third item is the Deputy Mayor diary.
I'll move the recommendation to a motion that the information be noted.
So seconded, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions of our Deputy Mayor?
I'd just like to pass on the hospital auxiliary, passed on a massive thank you to all the councillors and their donation and what it helped to be able to invest for the year. So big thank you to everybody on their behalf.
Thank you. Got a bad cough out there. Any other questions? We'll put the motion that the recommended be accepted. All those in favour?
Aye.
It's carried. Okay, item number 4.
I'll move the recommendation for you, Mr Mayor. The council write to the New South Wales Government to lodge our objection to the proposed changes to driving laws to allow legal cannabis users 3 strikes for drug driving before they lose their licence.
Thank you. Got a seconder for that? Councillor Davies. Anybody like to speak for this?
Can I actually speak against this?
Yeah, we'll do it for. We'll do it for first. Okay, speakers for.
I think it's a no-brainer, Mr Mayor. I mean, we're under the objections of drink driving, so I mean, drug driving to me would be very much similar.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just going to confirm you do say legal cannabis.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still. Speakers against. Thank you, Councillor Lee.
A lot of people actually use legal cannabis for medical issues, and that the cannabis they're using doesn't have any hallucinatory effect. There's people with epilepsy, chronic pain, and having 3 strikes and they're out, is obviously they haven't got a lot of choice. I do know people who are using cannabis to control their epilepsy, so I think this is pretty tough on those people who need this cannabis.
Thank you, Councillor Lee. Speakers for. Any other speakers against?
So I'm just thinking that what's a strike? Is a strike that you are found to be under the influence of cannabis?
Yep.
Or is just simply the fact that you've got cannabis in your system, which may be an entirely different thing? as Brian has alluded to. People who are using cannabis for medical purposes shouldn't be stoned.
No.
I can
But if
answer that.
they are, then they shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll answer that in my for against.
No problem.
So the medical use of legal cannabis doesn't have THC, which has no hallucinogenic effect on the people. So it's literally a pathway to their brain that allows them to manage pain. So there is no hallucinogenics, there is no risk in driving. The ability that they have a roadside test where they drop and go, you have cannabis in your system, can be up to 3 months prior. And that's a strike. Then they go to the court system and the court system go, you have a medicinal cannabis license, go back out. So it's flooding our system with people that aren't having the drug use systems that they've got there.
Okay.
So taking out the THC is why it's legal cannabis. It is not cannabis that does anything else other than for pain relief. So by doing this, we're not clogging up the system, but also why would we as a council put forward something, an objection on a medicinal legal cannabis user that a doctor has written a script for that has been done through the medical system to help people, because it's actually a better process than going through oxycodone, going through all these other options that they're legally allowed to drive with. They have these in place for a reason. And who are we as 9 councillors sitting in Narromine to send a letter off to say we don't agree with it when we don't even understand the entire process of it? And I'll ask Mr Mayor to explain why you think that that's appropriate.
My version is shorter than that, but
Can we seek further advice on this rather than?
No, I think we should deal with it now. Like now that Councillor Bone made that speech, I wasn't aware of that, so I've been educated, which is great. That's why we have discussions. I'm happy to put the motion.
So
You want me to withdraw?
No, we just put the motion.
Okay.
Oh, unless you want to write a reply.
No, I was just going to say, can I ask a question through you to Councillor Bell? Do they have to carry a piece of paper to say that they're
they
using?
still have to go to court to prove that.
Oh,
It makes no difference to the roadside test at all,
Oh.
which clogs up our legal system.
Yeah. Okay. Well done.
Can I just ask another question you might know the answer to, please, Councillor Bone? You might know too. Like you watch the TV shows and they fail a drug test and it goes to a laboratory. Is that still part of that process? Do you know with this?
No, so the new 3-strike rule is just like alcohol. You register on that, you go off to the court system. So, but I would ask that you've put forward quite an extensive motion there. I would have hoped you would have done your research on it before you put it towards council.
I was just
Because
thinking,
I feel like there's a lack of understanding of what you're actually asking us to do without understanding the
sorry, you
topic.
missed that. I don't think that's necessary. It says to charge what the mayor's, how much time he's put into research.
He just said he didn't know.
that's all right.
what it
Okay.
was.
Okay. I got the point, Councillor Bone. I was just thinking of road safety. And obviously, as I said, you've educated me tonight, that's what we all keep learning as we live life. Are you happy to withdraw the motion then?
Yeah, I'm happy to withdraw the motion.
Second, happy? Yeah. All right. Let's withdraw that one. Thank you. Thanks very much for the discussion. I think it was very useful. Thank you. Item number 5, representative report from the Rural and Regional Summit.
I'll move that the recommendation that the information be noted,
Yes.
Mr Mayor.
Second that.
Councillor Davies, any questions on that report? Okay, I'll put the report as a motion. All those in favour? Against? Carried unanimously. Next one, representative report from the Country Mayors Association meeting.
I'll move that the information be noted as well, Mr Mayor.
Second, Councillor Baum, any questions on Country Mayors? Yes. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'm looking at page 42 of attachment 3.
Yep.
And I'll just quote before the question for the benefit of the gallery. The motion was to express New South Wales CMA's disappointment in the cessation of the project, seek urgent clarification on the next steps and how impacted rural, remote and regional communities in New South Wales will be supported moving forward. Could you elaborate for us on the discussions that preceded this motion?
Certainly. I move that motion and it was seconded by the Mayor Daryl Tiemans of Narrabri Council. was voted unanimously to support it. Obviously, like your last question about the meeting with Minister
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie,
Easy, yeah.
everybody in the room, particularly the mayors up and down the line, including not Queensland mayors weren't there, but everybody's not happy with this, with it being placed on hold or whatever the terminology is, because it's going to have an effect on some economies, as we've already said. It was explained earlier, the Inland Rail train was never going to stop at Narromine, but it was going to stop at Narrabri, Moree, the intermodals. So those councils have already had the state government invest quite a lot of money in those facilities there. So obviously they'd rather see it come to fruition. Does that answer your question?
Oh, I was hoping for a little bit more detail than that, actually.
Well, I don't have any more details really. Like we did request the meeting with the Honourable Catherine King. The CMA board met with Minister King, being Rick Furman, the chairperson, and the rest of the board. It was a Teams meeting. I haven't got the minutes here to share with everybody yet, but basically Rick Furman said that Minister King's mind was made up. She was very, well, in his words, cold about the discussion. She was not interested in discussing the idea of reinstating it. She just, I've made my decision, end of story, was her attitude. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Any other questions? Okay, we'll put that as a motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, it's carried. Thanking you. Okay, we'll go over to confirmation of the minutes.
I'll move those, Mr Mayor.
Okay, seconder for that one. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, carried. Thank you.
Just through you, Mr Mayor, question to the staff. Have we had any feedback from the names of the roads that have been put out?
Yes, we have had feedback and we'll put the report.
So through email, I think it was noted in the actions that went out on email.
Yeah.
But yes, we have, and there'll be a report going to the July or August. I don't think we've actually said which
No, that's
meeting.
fine.
Yep.
Because I've had some individuals talk to me about it, and they are so pleased to see those names put forward.
Alrighty, and that was carried unanimously for the tape and for the live viewers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to state that. Okay, we move on to reports to council now from our GM. Item number 1, and the integrated planning and reporting documents.
I'll move the recommendation 1, Mr Mayor. The council adopt the attached integrated planning and reporting documents as outlined in the report. 2, that whereas council has prepared the draft integrated planning and reporting documents in accordance with Schedule B of the Local Government Act 1993 and has given public notice of the draft documents in accordance with Section 405 that Act, and B, declared all rateable land in the area subject to the ordinary rate to be within one or other of the categories specified in Section 514 of the Local Government Act 1993, and therein subcategories permitted within those categories and adopted by council. And I won't do it's here thereby resolved, which is another 4 paragraphs. 5 is that the council service charges for 2026 and 2027 be set as per the statement of revenue policy. And 6, that council approved the borrowings from the Narromine Wet Water Treatment Plant in the amount of $10.5 million and the Craigielee Land Industrial Development Civil Works to the amount of $2,315,000 that the Mayor and the General Manager be authorised to execute the loan document on behalf of council.
Do you have a second for that, Councillor Davies? Would you like to speak to the motion, please?
Yes, Mr Mayor, I think the staff have done a great job again. And I mean, the part that, says that we take up our percentage-wise to all our charges. I mean, we know some of the charges have gone higher than what we're allowed, but I think it's fair and equitable across the board. It's all user pay these days. For whatever we use, we've got to pay for. And I think the most important item about number 6 for the water treatment plant and Craigie developments go ahead ASAP.
I'd like to make an amendment to the motion, please. Can I have an amendment added on that that it be passed excluding the increase to Narromine Turf Club, as it will remain the same percentage without the 200% increase?
I'll second that.
Well, the mover and seconder have got to accept that amendment.
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Can you just repeat it, please,
That
councillor
we
Button?
exclude the bulk water charge increase on the Narromine Turf Club.
I don't accept that.
I won't accept that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, sorry.
When that comes up, I'll just talk to it.
Okay. Would you like to speak against the motion as it is, please, councillor Button?
Yeah, I think that we're asking a small non-profit organisation that are maintaining one of our own assets an insurmountable increase in water rates that is not going to make their business continue to be viable. Can I ask if the same increase is happening at training and the showground and the other council owned?
So through you, Mayor, there's only 2 bulk water users, Narromine's Parks and Gardens and the Narromine Turf Club.
So I would be saying that we're putting at jeopardy one of our a tourist attraction that's bringing income into our Narromine Shire, putting it at viability that it may not continue to operate is too high of a risk that it should be absorbed by council.
Fair enough. Thank you, councillor. Any speakers for? Speakers against? Councillor Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to second what councillor Bohm has said. I'm fortunate to be on the Showground Racecourse Committee, and that has been very educational for me. Those people out there do an unbelievable job. The amount of hours of volunteering is next level, and I think this is a real kick in the guts to them to be at short notice slugging them with more than 300% water rate increase. That's just not fair in any man's language. And how anyone can say that that is justified is beyond my comprehension. If we are going to stick to our economic strategies, etc., where we want to grow businesses and we want to sustain businesses, what are we doing slugging a volunteer organisation over 300% in water increases? That is just lunacy. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor Smith. Any speakers for? Okie dokie. Would you like
Yes.
one more against? I think everybody's had a turn then.
I think, yeah, I can't agree with it either. I think it's putting too much pressure on that organisation. I think the Turf Club should be approached to see what water management plans they can put forward. Because just to lump this extra billing on them is pretty heavy-handed.
You, councillor Lee. Right, a reply. Oh, you would speak.
I think we need to leave this in abeyance simply because the information that I have is that the Turf Club are irrigating 4.5 hectares. Council, who operate under a different system, I must admit, are irrigating 17.45 hectares. So we're talking about a factor of almost 4. The Turf Club use more water than does council. I think council needs to look at the methodology behind the irrigation system at the Turf Club, and I think we need to work with them to try and bring their water usage down. Last year, the bulk water amounted to 89 megalitres, which is an enormous amount of water, and particularly given that the Turf Club are using in excess of 50% of that. So they're putting over 10 megalitres a hectare on the course. And we need to work out a way of bringing that down, because water is the scarcest resource we've got, and it's only going to get harder. So we have to make every drop count. And right now, I think that there's got to be a better way of doing it at the Turf Club to try and bring their price down or their cost down.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. Any other speakers quickly? No, would you like to write?
Just ask a question.
Certainly.
In relation to number 6, so it's through you, Mr. Mayor, to the GM or whoever she wants to pass the ball to. Just wondering why we're up to 10.5 million for the water treatment plant, because that's to me equates to 42 million if we are looking at contributing 25%. And I'm just wondering when we got to 42 million.
Yeah. So I'm happy for Shrek to answer that.
Yeah, you're right. The initial estimate that went out was 40 million. We've been progressing with the concept design and the final costings came in about a week ago and they recommended that 42 million included a 15% contingency, which was what they recommended. So basically we had the final costings from the quantity surveyor come in at 42 million. So we've increased it to 10.5 to account for that.
So do we need to borrow the whole lot in one hit, or can we do it in stages to minimise our interest repayments?
The process from here will be that you give us the approval to borrow that much, and then we will go out to tender. Once that happens, we will get a firm price and also a how the milestones need to be paid, and then I would defer to finance, but we would let you know what's happening. But at this stage, you know, we need to still do the detailed design anyway, but there will be that staging. But I can't answer the rest of the question.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, yes. The council will just need to approve of borrowings, but we will not draw down on the loan until such time that we start construction of it, and then council will need the capital basically to pay the construction costs as it progresses. But the construction will be completed within a year from start to finish.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Mayor, my second question through you to the GM relates to the second amount to be borrowed, which is 2.315 million for works on the Craigie Lee Lane industrial development. I'm just wondering why we need to be borrowing any money at the moment for the industrial precinct when we have a $9 million grant.
So through me, I'll check.
Yeah, happy to take that one. We're simply getting the facility ready. We're not saying we'll borrow it tomorrow, but we need a resolution to borrow it in the next financial year. We'll borrow it when the cash flow requires it.
So through you, Mayor, there was a full business case that went to council.
Yeah.
Yep, that
It's wondering
included.
why this is just popping up now.
No, that was in the business case that went to council. Yep, absolutely. That was totally
No, I
in
wasn't
the
expecting to see that anywhere near so fast.
We have
Well,
to allow the facility.
that's right.
In
We
the
have to get a
financial year.
resolution of council now for the next financial year. Otherwise, we can't borrow. The minister won't allow us to borrow.
Right. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, to Jane, I'm on page 2 in the integrated planning reporting document. That 3 columns down, it's got the Narromine Water Extension to Sewer Treatment Plan identified in the operational plan 2026-27 has been increased from 200,000 to 400,000. When we're sort of budgeting all these things like the water treatment plant and things, you know, it's just figures, it just flows out. So how can that be the case?
That was
Sorry, through you, Mr. Mayor, that was just a typo error. The project was always costed at 400,000, but when we originally drafted the document, it was typing as 200 instead of 400,000. So that's a correction of typo, basically.
So it's not going to affect the council's bottom line then?
No, because in the original long-term plan and the budget for next year, we had the budget for 400,000. It was just in the delivery plan. It was incorrectly stated as 200,000.
It's that portion.
yes.
Thank you. Mary, yes, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just following on from Councillor Leake with his mention of bottom line, going back to the 2.315 mil that we're looking at borrowing for the industrial precinct. Are we going to need to make that a larger amount of money if the inland rail contribution doesn't materialise?
So through you, Mayor, we've had confirmation that the inland rail contribution will be paid.
So it will be there.
We have advised council of that previously and it's in the business case, yes.
Fantastic. Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions?
Okay, so through you, Mayor, just to, I suppose, to understand the bulk water charge, just reading the room here. So because council also pays the bulk water charge for parks and gardens, you can't just exclude, if you exclude the turf club from the bulk water charge, by default, they will be paying the commercial charge that everybody else pays, which is even higher. I think it's $3.40. And I don't think that's the intent. So my suggestion is the only thing you could do is not increase the bulk water charge, which means council won't pay that either for their parks and gardens for 3 months, and that we work with the turf club on a water management plan to come back to council at that time to determine what the bulk water charge going forward may be. That will mean that we will then have to go out on public exhibition again, because as soon as we suggest a new fee, so if that's say the October council meeting, we will need to go back out on public exhibition again.
I think that's a great
That
idea.
is an option, but you need to understand that also will impact council's bottom line.
And you'll provide us what that means to, yep, perfect.
So would you like to word up a,
Happy to,
No, Mr Mayor, I won't, because I think we need to put this through as the mover of the motion, and I'm going to close this discussion down. I think we need to move this motion as it is and put it through. Then the staff and the turf club can work together to work on a management plan or a water plan or whatever needs to be done in the next 3 months between now and then, so that we do have a resolution in 3 months' time that can be done, or 4 months' time, or whatever. I mean, we know we're all busy. I'm closing the discussion, Councillor Smith, so there is no more questions, so that things can progress. I mean, we can't not leave this meeting without putting through our fees and charges. And they're a part of the fees and charges.
So just for clarification, that's all I'm providing here, is that if it goes through as is, that means that is the fee, that is the bulk water charge for this financial year.
Yep.
Because we have to
But I mean,
adopt. So the
the
only
other
option
question-
you have, if you don't want to do that, I'm just
through the
providing
mayor
you
to
with
you,
options.
GM, keep quiet for a minute.
If
No, councillors are in charge of the staff through the mayor. The turf club can ask for financial assistance through the correct channels, like every other organisation in this place. Everyone gets a financial assistance sheet, goes through the process, which can come back to us next month or come back to the month after, and ask for financial assistance. So therefore we can understand where they stand financially. Every other business or organisation in this town puts in a financial assistance grant or program, whatever you want to call it, and they tell us what their figures are. I'm happy for us to help them do what they need to do, but I think we need to go beyond that, put our fees and charges out, get the ball rolling, and then work somewhere else along the line, like with them coming back to us for financial assistance.
thank you,
Mr Mayor,
Councillor Lambert. No, we've pulled out the conversation and
I just want to put in a foreshadow motion.
I'm putting a vote. All those in favour, raise their arms. So in favour is Councillor Davies, Councillor Lambert, Councillor Roberts and myself. Against, Councillor Leake, Councillor Bohm and Councillor Smith. The motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a division on that, thanks.
You just
You
did.
did.
just did.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Item number 2, local government remuneration.
I'd like to move the recommendation, Mr Mayor, and I might add a little bit to it. The council adopt the maximum member annual fee for councillors being $14,450 per annum, and the maximum mayor chair person additional fee of being $31,510 per annum to be applied from the 1st of July. And if any councillor doesn't wish to accept that, they can donate it to whatever they like.
Thank you. Seconder for that motion. Councillor Davies, would you like to speak to your motion, please?
Mr Mayor, we forego this last year, and I suppose in some ways it's put us on the back foot because you can't catch up retrospectively. And I think for us to be doing our job correctly, we need to be remunerated in a correct way. I mean, if you look at the costing of $14,450, it's about $1,200 a month for us to do each thing. For you, it's more because you do extra jobs to what we are, and you are the person that people go to from outside the Shire. So I think we need to be remunerated correctly.
Thank you. Speakers against? Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I think we should be looking at the minimum. We have just voted through over 300% water increase to the Turf Club, a volunteer organisation. That's one hell of a kick in the teeth. How can we then turn around and give ourselves a maximum pay increase? That's outrageous. I can't believe we're even having this discussion. And I think that we need to start thinking about the community we serve. We shouldn't be signing up for what we're getting. We should be signing up because we want to give back to our community and we want to make it a better place, not collect a paycheck. Thank you.
Thank you. Speakers for? Any other speakers against?
Yes, I'll speak against what Councillor Smith said. Yes, we're in here to do the best we can. There's other people out there doing pretty hard. If the community sees us putting a hand up for the maximum, I think we're really two-faced what we're doing. I think we should just take the minimum out available for us.
Thank you. I'll speak for the motion. I agreed with this last year. It's lovely to give the hospital auxiliary some money, but I, for one, have given up a day's work to do the mayoral duties, and I'm feeling the cost of living pressures the same as anybody else in the room. I can't afford to not take the increase. Any other speakers against? The right to reply.
Mr Mayor, I look at this from the point of view that if we were in Queensland, as councillors, we'd be receiving 70-odd thousand a year plus.
Ooh.
Plus. Here we are talking about 14,000 for the mayor, 46,000. Yet all the councillors in Queensland are on 70,000. That was brought through by their state government. So this is our way of, increase of, 3%, 3 point whatever percent.
Thank you. We'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Councillor Davies, Councillor Lambert, Councillor Roberts, myself against, Councillor Leake, Councillor Bohm and Councillor Smith. The motion is carried. Thank you. Item number 3, disclosures of pecuniary interest and other matters returns.
I'll move the recommendation the information be noted, Mr Mayor.
Do you have a seconder?
Yeah.
Councillor Bohm.
On a screen.
Any discussions on this one? Would you like to speak?
No, Mr Mayor.
Happy to put this one?
Yep.
Okay, all those in favour?
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 4, proposed road closure.
I move the recommendation, Mr Mayor. The council objects to the proposed closure and sale of Drews Road from the intersection of Weemabar Road near to Lot 28, DP 755108 to the southeastern corner of Lot 2, DP 210891, as it is maintained by council and is continued to be required for public use, and its closure will compromise the connectivity of the adjoining properties and the reasonable access via public road to landowners. 2, the council advises it has no objection to the proposed closure of council crown shared land adjoining Lot 2, DP 808 632 and Lot 1, DP 1104152. And number 3, the council advises it has no objection to the closure of the other Crown lands proposed for sale and within proposal cluster 682773.
Thank you. Have a seconder for that one? Councillor Bowen.
It's an interesting, Mr Mayor, it's an interesting cluster of roads because they're all over the place that seem to have been not used for such a long time. But we would probably had to maintain them to some extent.
Is there any discussion you'd like to speak for or against? Yes.
I probably should know, but Drew's Road, who actually put forward that road should be closed? Was it resident or was it
No.
council?
Apartment planning,
Director,
Yeah.
Planning.
Department Planning, there you go.
planning, housing and infrastructure.
Wouldn't know where they are.
Any other discussions or questions on this one? We'll put that as a motion. All those in favour, raise their hands. Carried unanimously. Thank you very much.
No,
Move
they
on.
didn't know.
To finance and corporate strategy. Thank you.
I'll move the,
Sorry.
I'll move the recommendation to a motion. One, that the report regarding council investment portfolio be received and noted. Two, that the certification of the responsible accounting officer be noted and the report adopted.
Seconded, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions of our director on this one? All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Thank you. Item number 2 is financial report as at 31 of May 2026.
So moved, Mr Mayor, that the financial report as of the 31st, 2026 be received and noted.
Second for that. Councillor Baum, any questions to our director on this one?
Just a general question to Barry. How do you think, obviously we're getting close to the end of the financial year. Is there anything worrying you in any of the expenditure or income that hasn't quite met target of where we need to be?
So through you, Mr. Mayor. No, at this stage, we're traveling quite well. I think we will get a bit more in revenue that we have, although our expenditure will also be a bit more, but I think overall we will be meeting our targets.
Do you think we'll have a balanced end of year budget?
Yes, we will. I think we will we would have had a operating deficit, but we received $5 million in tax money advance payment, so that will put us, I think, in a surplus for this year, but it is because of advance payment. But yeah, no, but we originally did budget for a deficit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions of the director? We'll put the recommendation as a motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, carried unanimously. Item number 3, investment policies.
I'll move the recommendation that the investment policy attached to the report be endorsed.
Second that.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. Any questions to our director on this one?
No.
I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Thank you. We move now to community and economic development with Director Phil. Thank you.
Can I just
Item
ask,
number 1 being the development approvals.
can I just ask a question through you to the director, Mr Mayor? What does Torrens title subdivision mean?
The type of tenure for the lots, it's just a different.
So it's not like a block of units whereby
No, that's
It's more like freehold, isn't it?
That's strata.
Yeah.
You're talking
Oh,
about is a
strata.
strata. Torrens
Okay.
title is a CP reference and
okay.
it references the type of property that it is.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Title.
Thank you.
I've got do we have a second for that? Yeah, Councillor Davies.
I'll move the information be noted. Yep.
You second, Councillor Davies. Any other points there? All those in favour?
Aye.
Against, carried unanimously. Thank you. Item number 3, draft economic development strategy 2026-2030.
You can actually answer any questions.
Sorry.
You didn't answer any questions for this
On item 1.
item 1.
Yeah,
We don't, sorry, they're just noted.
they're noted.
Isn't
They're only
approved
noted.
under delegation.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Right. Item number 2, draft economic development strategy 2026-2030.
I'll move the recommendation, Mr Mayor, the draft Narromine Shire Economic Development Strategy 2026-2030 be placed on public exhibition for 60 days. And 2, that a further report detailing the outcome of the exhibition period be provided to council.
You have a seconder for that?
Is that,
Councillor Davies?
I was just thinking 60 days of
Yeah, I would agree. Any questions on that one? All those in favour, please raise your
Aye.
hand. Put the motion. Carried unanimously. Thank you. PQL AMS, Aboriginal Medical Service.
I'd like to move the recommendation to a motion. 1, supporting principle the establishment of a permanent PQ Aboriginal Medical Service facility within Narromine. 2, investigate suitable site, report back to council on potential acquisition opportunities to enable the future development of the facility.
Thank you. Have a second on that one, please. Councillor Smith, would you like to speak to your?
I'd like to say a massive thank you to the staff. This was a very big out of the box that we come to you, and you obviously did a lot of homework and liaised with the PQ Aboriginal Medical Service. So a massive thank you to you. That was a big contribution that you weren't expecting. So big thank you. And I agree that given that there's nothing suitable in Narromine, that having the establishment of something that is purpose built and allows for growth and bringing it back to council to be able to go is definitely a step in the right direction.
Thank you, Councillor. Anybody against the motion recommendation? Any other speakers for? Or what were you going to? Just be asking a question.
I just wondered if there's, for the PQ Aboriginal Medical Service, can we actually have that as Aboriginal and Community Medical Service?
I don't think so. They trade under AMS. All the Aboriginal medical services are AMS.
Yeah, my point being though, if there's going to be a $1.7 million building enterprise go, and as a council and ratepayer is going to be putting money towards paying that off, I think it actually should be more than just focusing on Aboriginal needs. I know there's a need there, but the way it's being pushed forward, I think it's going to really hinder residents.
Through me, AMSs don't only accept Aboriginal.
I would say that if that's the case, then we have the Aboriginal people added to the doctor family doctors across the road,
Right.
given that it's not specifically stated. But that's how they get their funding. They accept all and every person.
They do.
There is no authenticity of Aboriginality accepted at all. It is open to any and all people that would like to utilise it.
No,
It's just perceived just where it's going. People won't go in there because they'll think it's an Aboriginal facility for Aboriginals. And if there's 6,000 residents in Narromine and there's 1,400 identified Aboriginal, but I just think it's leading us to something that the residents of Narromine won't use as facility when we're going to not be burdened, but have a financial implication for it.
I would say that's more an education thing than a change of title, given that that's how they receive their funding and how they trade.
I can just say through my primary employment, I go to a lot of AMSs and there's all kinds of people, black, white, or brown, living there seeing the doctors.
Yeah, I got a COVID vaccination at the Dubbo AMS. They were providing it. Yep.
They run a great service in many communities. So,
I think given if we actually have a spot that's typically and actually allows for this service, it will allow more people to use it. And agree, I think it needs, the wider community need to know that it is open to all people. So maybe an education program about the fact that, yes, it houses this, but it does accept all people is probably more appropriate than a change of name. But I definitely understand.
It's got to educate the people.
Put the sign. Community as well.
Okay. Any other points? Any other comments on this one before we move on? All right, we'll put the recommendation as a motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Thank you. A minute break. Oh, you got to go. Okay. I know we're going to infrastructure and engineering services report now.
No, heavy vehicles one.
Oh, sorry, 7-Eleven. Sorry, I skipped a step. So we noted that the GM has left the room for this one.
Just like turn
Left
off.
the building.
Is it just me? Because we're all bright red in the face.
Oh, I can turn it off.
Okay.
It's just there.
That's this one.
Oh, that's that one. It
It's
must be
over
up there now.
Okey-dokey. So, sorry, item 4, draft section 7-Eleven contributions plan 2026 heavy vehicles.
I'll
So
move that, Mr Mayor. The council adopted draft section 711 contributions plan 2026 heavy vehicles plan, and 2, that public notice of adoption of the plan be made in a local newspaper.
I'll second that, Mr Mayor.
thank you. Would you like to speak to the motion?
Yeah, look, we one of our greatest costs in the council obviously is the cost of road maintenance. When you have very significant transport using our roads and causing significant damage, there needs to be a cost attached to that. And this is one of the few ways that we're able to do that. It makes a very small contribution to the overall cost of maintenance of our roads.
Thank you. Any speakers against?
Can I just ask a little question? I'm not quite sure what ton, how much per ton is going to add to the local quarries. Is it going to make them uncompetitive compared to, say, Mars or somebody else who wants to cart into our shire?
Well, through you, Mayor, I guess I don't believe that charge alone will cause that, but I haven't researched the per tonne cost of somebody from outside the shire. I guess you could assume that the cost of transport from Dubbo is going to be much higher than it will be locally. And this is only we're adding a few cents per tonne per kilometre to the charge. So I haven't researched that, but I would suspect no, not on its own.
Okay, so.
Councillor Smith.
Through you, Mr Mayor, to the Director of Economic Development. Just wondering how our rates for 7-Eleven compare to other councils in the area.
Yeah, through you, Mayor. Certainly, if you go west of here, there's generally no heavy vehicle contribution charged. And if you went to Dubbo, there is a charge, and generally it's levied on the specific circumstance. So because it's urban, I guess, largely, the quarries are levied separately. And in many cases, they are state significant approved as well. So they might be levied under a VPA rather than a 7-Eleven. So it's different for each town, each shire, and it can even be different for the circumstance for where the quarry was approved. For example, even in Narromine Shire, if a quarry was approved as a state significant development, there'd be no 7-Eleven charge.
On the whole, our quarry owners are being slugged a lot more than others around us.
Certainly to the west, but I guess that's why we relate it to the wear and tear that the vehicles create. And then in recognition of their contribution, their economic contribution to the shire, we suggest that only 40% of the wear and tear that can be shown from those vehicles is attributed to the quarry owners. So we do recognise that the community generally wears some of that dilapidation, and we portion it to the quarry owners.
Thank you, Phil.
To you, the Director again, do we know what sort of costs the charges are that the quarry owners put on people that use their quarries, Phil, at all?
I would assume, again, I'm assuming this, I haven't studied this, that any charges that are levied, any costs of production are charged to the end user.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah, otherwise they'd be going backwards at an increasing rate.
No. Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? We might put this motion and all those in favour, raise a hand.
Aye.
Councillor Davies, Councillor Lambert, Councillor Leake, are you up or down there, Councillor Bohm?
I'm short, I can't put it up anymore.
He's only got little arms.
Councillor Roberts, against? Councillor Smith, the recommendation or motion is carried. Thanking you. Somebody like to go and grab Jane. We shall move on to the Infrastructure and Engineering Services report with our Director Mel.
I'll move the recommendation to a motion and information be noted.
Yeah, we'll just pause for a little sec till Jane Marie enters the room.
Could be at 1 second. At the very large.
Yudoki, GM's back.
I'll move the recommendation to a motion that the information be noted.
Second for that. That's what I mean, but any questions of our director?
Thing got Mel, that would have been a hard fix in the main street and your
Team did a
staff
good
did a
job.
great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, through you,
Yes,
Mr. Mayor, to Mel. Yeah, it looks all pretty good. I noticed here the roof, the work got done on Durabong Street, the resheeting up here. Presume that was because of the heavy vehicles using it and knocking that road around. Are you planning on putting actual heavy truck detour signs out on the Grain Way and this way?
Yeah, it's in progress at the moment. We've spoken to NHVR about doing that, and they've pretty much given us the tick of approval. We still need to do a little bit more work with them just to make sure that we're not making sure that the routes are smooth and that everyone can get through. But yes, we are planning to do that on Gainsborough Road now that the intersection works are all finished.
It's made a difference because when you're doing this and you had the detour signs up there, it certainly made a difference to the heavy vehicles through town. Yes, thanks, Mel.
The one I'd like to comment, Mr Mayor, is the one out at Temingli. Hopefully that will help alleviate the irrigation problems to some of the people out there. The swale.
Oh yes, the stormwater. Yeah.
Stormwater. Yep.
It's through you, Mr. Mayor. One more to Mel. Out on the Grain Way, because I'm out that way a bit. You've actually got red lettered woolly bins out there on the truck parking bay. It's 40 kilometres out of town. Is it
Right. Sorry, on the
Tunnel
McGrain.
Road, Narromine Tunnel Road?
Yeah.
Just on our boundary. There's actually, because it was a road realignment, the old road there, and there's just recently there's been red lettered woolly bins.
That is a really interesting. I know the ones you're talking about because we stopped there the other day and I saw them. I will have to find out because I'm not sure. I do not believe that I do not believe we service that area, but I'll have to come back to you on that one. But I know what you're talking, just at the Oaks Bridge there.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me come back to you on that.
It's optimistic.
Yeah, no, I was there the other day and I was unsure whether they were there for the parking area.
It's meant in and put there as a fixture. It's not as though they've been just left there.
No. Yeah. No, I let me find. I'll follow up and get back to you on that one.
And with your other realignment on the Brady's Cow out there, there's going to be another section which is being bypassed. Are you intending to leave that there for other truck parking bay as well?
No, we weren't. So, yeah, so the realignment will obviously get rid of the curve. I don't think we're definitely not intending on leaving it as a official one. It may end up being a bit like Oaks Bridge where it sort of becomes where we can tidy it up a bit. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking with that.
Because that other one is being very well used.
Yeah.
Those red bins.
I'll follow up with the team about both of those things and come back to you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, two questions if I could. Traffic counters on Wimmerbar Road, is that a sign of things to come?
We definitely want to improve that section of Wimmerbar Road for sure. And we need the traffic counts to put in for grant funding and also to help prioritise the roads. So that's why they are out there. Yeah.
And the other question, the Narromine Floodplain Risk Management Study, Lyle and Associates again. What are they hoping to find with this? I mean, we've had more studies than breakfast.
It's just one of those refreshes that the government actually likes us to do. So we've just gotten some funding to do the updated plan, basically. For what it's worth, I did ask, we have done quite a bit of community consultation, but it was just a part of the grant that we go back out and get some more. So we're not expecting huge updates, but probably the main thing is that our current, the thing that I want to get out of it is our current plan says that we're going to build the levy. And so it's really difficult for us to get funding for construction projects at the moment because we're not planning to build the levy. So the new updated plan will have other actions, and then we'll be able to use that plan to get construction funding. So it's kind of the first step to identify smaller projects, I guess, that can improve the flood, and then we can get flood
So,
construction.
can we have input into this study to the extent of, for example, suggesting that the flood mitigation zone be lifted to 115%?
We can, like, I guess that's the sort of stuff that we would see in the survey, and Yeah.
Lyle and Associates coming out here? I mean, can we speak to them or?
at this stage it wasn't planned, but yeah, we can definitely, if that's something that you'd like to do, I can certainly organise a bit of a
Chat fest.
something. Yeah.
Nominate councillor Davies. to it.
No, but I think it should be open to all of us in the fact
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's all part of what we need to do for the part of the community.
Exactly.
I mean, when we did all the studies and stuff before, I mean, we had public consultation here,
Yeah.
3 different areas, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think what will probably happen is I'm planning to send out, or Lyle will be sending out the surveys in the next week or two to everyone, and then they'll collate that data, and then maybe in the next sort of 2 to 3 months I'll organise a community session. Maybe.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good. Very good.
Sounds
Okay,
very
any other
good.
questions of our director? I've just got a quick one. The photos are great as usual. And I'll send a photo somewhere, probably back here, of some footpath work that needs badly doing up near Lister Machinery and out the front here. Is that in the budget or on the horizon at all?
They were in the AMPs, and yes, there is a budget for both Trainee and Narromine to have footpath upgrades. And the reason they're identified in the AMPs is because they are the high priority projects that we would like to get to in the next, it's not guaranteed within the next 12 months, but they're high priority projects that we would like to get to. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We did the motion for the recommendation, didn't we? Yes.
did, yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, we move on to notices.
Need a vote.
So vote yes, all those in favour, sorry. It's carried unanimously, thank you. Okay, now we move on to notices of motion. The issue we have tonight is one of our councillors isn't here to move some, but anyway, we'll start off with the first one, which is from Councillor Smith, the Craigielow Industrial Precinct. Would you like to read your motion out, please?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. My motion is that Narromine Shire Council temporarily pause work on the Craigielow Industrial Precinct project until council can ascertain the impacts and liabilities that will be incurred as a result of the Inland Rail cancellation.
Thank you. Have a seconder for that one.
So we can discuss that.
Councillor Vine, thank you. Would you like to speak to your motion, please?
Thank you very much. This motion was first brought up at the last meeting by Councillor Howe because we were concerned about the financial costs to council and therefore ratepayers with the Inland Rail project having been announced a few days earlier as being a no-goer. Now, there seems to have been a little bit of confusion as to Inland Rail in this. This motion does not refer to Inland Rail, the railway line stopping. It refers to the commitment that Inland Rail put towards contributing money to the actual project itself. And we're just wanting to make sure that council isn't going to be put in a perilous financial position as a result of this project and Inland Rail not proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you. Any speakers against?
Yeah, I'll speak against that. I think we are all very disappointed that Inland Rail has been brought to a halt. And I think one of the main things that we should all focus on is the fact that it is not Melbourne to Parkes as they keep talking about. It is actually Melbourne to Narromine. And we should take a very positive attitude to this because we now become the northern port, the most northern terminal in what is a very significant rail infrastructure project. This gives us access with what we already have to ports from Newcastle, Sydney, Wollongong, Melbourne, Geelong, Adelaide, Perth and Darwin. The opportunities that this site present are enormous. We have 6 purchases out there already. None have come back looking for their money. As the 2 speakers said in our public forum, it is a wonderful opportunity. There's no need to halt progress. We have the funds from Inland Rail. They've given a confirmation of that commitment. We should be going ahead full steam on this. This is an opportunity for all businesses in the Shire to get a benefit from one of the largest infrastructure projects ever in Australia. It will go ahead at some stage, but even forgetting that, we are in a unique situation on the northern end of this very unique infrastructure project, and we need to take advantage of it. Obviously, it's in there. I mean, there are legal implications if we stop things, and we are now seeing members of the public and particularly the business community who are showing their support for the project, particularly when they see that there is a motion to halt work there. So I hope that we can move forward with this project for the benefit of the Shire.
Councillor Davies.
Clarification. It's not for or against, just clarification.
Okay.
Instead of halting work, as the putting forward the motion, would you be happy if council brought a report back to, like you're asking, about the impacts and liabilities that could be incurred as a result? Obviously, you have access to information that we don't, but obviously because of the legal ability that we've entered into the tender, we can't cease work. So could we get that report?
It's not cease, it's just pause, take a breath, and let's find out what our financial.
Let's just stick one at a time, Speaker, please.
If you come up to say, look, we've found that there's no, then that's the report.
So through you, Mayor, just to go back, I think Councillor Smith, what you initially said tonight is that maybe we've misread this a little. What your intention is to determine whether council have a commitment from Inland Rail for the dollars they were going to put into the construction. That's all you're asking?
That's the gist of it, but I just want to know what exactly are going to be the liabilities and impacts on council and by extension the Shire and the ratepayers going forward.
I guess through you, Mayor, and Phil may know better than me on this, but I don't know how we would even work that out, to be honest. I don't think that's something that, we don't know what local businesses have done in terms of gearing up. We don't know. I think that's something outside. We can only tell you that from council's perspective, we have a commitment from Inland Rail for the 1.86 million or whatever the number was for the construction works out there. We can tell you that. That is in writing, absolutely.
So,
which has been confirmed with council a number of times.
Clarification, Mr. Mayor, you were speaking about getting reparation from the government for the loss of Inland Rail. So wouldn't that be the information that you're after?
No.
You can't ask them to reimburse you for something if you say that there's been no effect.
They won't. Like as I said,
I don't think there was ever. Sorry, through you, I don't believe there's any talk of getting reimbursed anything.
That you've done lots of press around the fact that you wanted local government to be like the shires that have been affected by the loss of Inland Rail to have reparations because we had lost that project. So I think that's the data that Councillor Smith is asking for. On you are asking to be reimbursed, but reimbursed of what? Because that's the same data as would be that would affect.
And again, through me, I'm not sure how we would ever work that out.
No.
It would not be. How would we ever work that out? We only know in terms of the dollars that council has committed and what Inland Rail has said they're going to give us, and that has not changed. That, I guess, is all I can tell you.
okay, let's go back to speakers for and against. Where are we up to?
Till you said after this Judy's motion went through, the existing links East Coast Rail, then you go on to saying that the centre is expected to revert to the Narromine Shire Council at the end of the lease period and planning, which is fantastic. Is there actually a lease there? Because I thought it was the ARTC had it until was there until the road, I think it was actually
The lease is through till 2031. There's one lease and 2 extensions. The extensions go till 2031. So further to all of these points, we've started discussing what happens at the end of the lease with ARTC to make the most of the opportunity that presents.
I just didn't know what sort of formal arrangement.
So
It's definitely a lease, absolutely.
it's formal.
Okay. Speakers for, I think we're up to. Speakers against?
Motion, Mr Mayor.
You'd like to write a reply? The mover of the motion.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
Just want to quickly reiterate that this isn't about the railway line stopping in Narromine. It's not about the number of blocks that have been sold. It's about assessing what the costs incurred by council will be. It's about making economic sense to ensure we know exactly how much it's going to cost our ratepayers, because I, for one, as a councillor, certainly do not want to be in the position going down the track, pardon the pun, that we're going to be slugging them with a very hefty rate rise to cover blown out costs. We need the water treatment plant, that's 42 million. Chances are that's going to blow out. We just have to be exceptionally diligent and prudent with our expenses, and that's the gist of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. We shall put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Councillor Smith, Councillor Bone, against the motion. Councillor Roberts, Councillor Leake, Councillor Lambert, Councillor Davies and myself. Notice the motion is lost. Second item from Councillor Smith is the local history museum. Would you like to move that one, please, Councillor?
No, there's another one.
Oh.
And our current potential purchases one.
The second one on the Craigie Lee one, there's a second,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a note there.
no, above it, there's the motion.
That's another one from Councillor Smith, yes.
Correct.
Sorry, I didn't highlight it properly. Would you like to move your second one, please?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. That Narromine Shire Council right to current and potential purchases of the Craigie Lee Lane Industrial Precinct blocks, advising that there will be no inland rail connection for the foreseeable future.
Seconder for that one. No seconder. The motion doesn't go ahead, sorry.
Exchange. So you can-
I'm sure they listen to the news. Okay. Now we'll go on to item number 2, local history museum.
Right, thank you.
Go ahead. Thank you, Councillor Smith.
Okay, my final motion tonight is that the Narromine Shire Council investigate the options for a local history museum to be located in Narromine and prepare a report outlining their findings. Options should include a standalone museum and the addition of a room to a complementary space such as the Narromine Aviation Museum.
Have a seconder for this one.
Don't think it's
Lack of a seconder, your notice of motion is not going ahead, sorry. All right, we'll move on to Councillor Leake. Would you like to read your notice of motion?
My motion is the waste to energy project database.
Want to read it as it's written, please, Councillor?
Yes, it's just read the heading.
Sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
sometimes I think that, yes.
Sorry, Councillor Leake.
No, you're fine. Actually, I'm a bit dyslexic, but anyway, that the Narromine Shire that the Narromine Shire Council write to the Department of Planning, Housing and Infrastructure and the Minister for Climate Change, Energy, Environment and Heritage, the Honourable Penny Sharp, MLC, to suggest the establishment of an expression of interest database for all waste to energy projects, which will require councils to submit their expressions of interest via resolution of council for all waste to energy projects, ensuring only councils willing to participate are seen as viable locations.
Thank you. Have a seconder for that one?
I'd like to discuss it. Yeah.
Councillor Bone, would you like to speak to your motion, please?
No. Absolutely.
This motion actually isn't anything to do with right or wrong, whether these facilities should go ahead or not, or whether it's actually about location. Because when I was actually at the state conference are councils in the state who are willing to take these waste to energy facilities on. So there seems to be disconnect between the government and the location. So with this database, it would actually give the government some indication where they should go with these facilities.
Thank you. Speakers against?
The state government have actually nominated 4 sites throughout the state that they believe are suitable for waste to energy projects. Parkes is one. Richmond. I'm trying to think of the others. There's 2 others.
Lithgow, I think.
Lithgow and Golden.
Golden was one. And
Lithgow.
somewhere up near the Clarence. The problem that you run into here, there's a couple of issues that I see with this, is that these are state significant projects, so they're pretty much out of the hands of shires. They are, in many cases, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Probably the other aspect that's probably the cruelest is the fact that I don't think the minister would even bother looking at this, unfortunately. This would be lucky to get past the lady on the desk. It is a suggestion. You know, I'm not trying to be smart or mean or cruel, but if the minister wanted this, she would have it. She would have that information at her fingertips. And the fact that there are 4 designated areas now would suggest that largely that's where the state want them. And if they go to other areas, you've got to fight for it.
Thank you. Speakers for the motion?
I'll speak for it. I agree. It's probably not going to be the outcome that we're after, but we've done several other suggesting things from taxis to wind air quality, etc. And I think we agree that it's pointless for councils who aren't interested in it to not be done. I think it's something that would allow councils to have a say.
Thank you. Speakers for the motion? Against the motion? You're for. Against? Any other speakers for? The right to reply, Councillor Leake.
Yeah, I totally agree, Craig. It may not get past the Secretary's desk, but there's always a chance. There is some financial gain to having these facilities, and talking to people around the Newcastle area and in their councillors, they'll be willing to take these on because there is financial gain. So when the government are looking at different locations, they've got environmental and all these other boxes got to tick, and it's such a long time to get through all this. So if there's some of these councils, might be 2 or 3 other councils in the Newcastle area which are agricultural based, they might put their hand up and say, you know, we'd like to go on this database, and it might actually save a lot of time and money.
I think they possibly have already let the minister know. The minister would be aware of any council who are willing to take it, but it's a matter of marrying up a developer with a council.
Okay, we might put this one as a motion. All those in favour, please raise your hands. Councillor Smith, Councillor Bone, Councillor Leake. Against?
I don't think
Councillor
it's
Davies,
a waste of time.
Roberts and myself, your notice of motion is unsuccessful. So we had a notice of motion from Councillor Howe, who's not here this evening.
I'll step in for Councillor Howe. Just
I don't think
put
you
his
can.
I can put his motion forward. He's put a motion.
So you can only do that with a concurrence of the mayor.
I think we should,
Defer it, Mr Mayor, to the
I was
next
going to say
meeting.
defer the next meeting while he's here.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that for all Councillor Howe's motions, if that's okay. So he can,
Move that we defer this one.
those in
I
favour?
think it's his right to be able to present it.
Yeah, in favour, against? Carried, thank you. Same as the
Landfill
landfill one
Yeah,
Yeah, all of them.
and
yeah.
the water issues.
blue issue.
So happy to do all 3?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Questions with notice have already been answered. So we need to move to confidential matters report. So someone need to move into close.
Seconded, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Gallery. It's I'll have to ask you to go home now. Hope you've enjoyed the entertainment. And
I'm trying to tell her we're closing.
yeah, we're closed now. Yeah. Okay, so from the closed section of the meeting today, we've resolved for the first one, which is in relation to purchase of land to enable access to Colleyburl Hill Quarry. One, that council approved the purchase of approximately 0.356 hectares of land from the adjoining landholder for the purpose of enabling formal access to Colleyburl Quarry, or a purchase price of $20,000 plus associated legal survey, registration and boundary adjustment cost. 2, authorise the general manager or the delegate to execute all documentation required to complete the land purchase and boundary adjustment. And 3, that the land acquired by council is classified as operational land in accordance with section 31 in brackets 2 of the Local Government Act 1993. The second item we discussed in the closed section was in relation to the sale of lot 32DP12033864 to the Sports Aircraft Association of Australia. Recommendation being that lot 32 in deposited plan 1203864 be sold to the Sports Aircraft Association of Australia for $520,000 excluding GST. Both these motions were carried unanimously. Thank you. Here ends the meeting. Thank you very much. No urgent business. I didn't ask that question.
No.
Okay, we're done. Thank you very much for your attendance.